Hi everyone, Goldie here, and I am here with Tamara Rajah, who runs Live Better With, a really beautiful startup based in the UK that is part of, I want to say, the social entrepreneurship scene that's really growing and thriving here. So I'd love you to speak a little bit about what the startup does and what are your goals for this year.
Sure. So, Live Better With, basically our mission is to make day-to-day life better for people living with long-term conditions.
Yes.
So what we do is we bring together all of the practical support that can help someone get some relief from what they're going through. We started about 4 years ago. We started with cancer as our first condition, and so we bring together all of the practical products, the content, the community forum, and the support services that can really help make a difference. And what we're aiming for is we don't cure or treat or research or anything that's being done, and loads of progress going on there, but the reason we exist is this whole sort of other side of care. The living with the condition just isn't taken care of well enough. It doesn't really fall to anyone's responsibility, and so that's what we focus on and why we do it. It starts off just with me, and then we started off with just enthusiastic people who bought
Really
into the
believed
mission.
in the cause
Exactly.
and the mission.
And I think that's the
4
common
years
thread.
is such a short period of time to have accomplished what you've accomplished.
Well, thank
So.
you. It feels, I think when you're in it every day, it's hard
It
to
feels
see.
much longer than
It
4
feels
years.
longer, and it feels like, oh, I wish we could do this and this. And I think
Right.
we're very impatient, and we're very, very ambitious
course.
in a kind of way. Our goal is we started with cancer, as I said, but our second condition is menopause, and our goal is just to reach every person with a long-term condition in the whole world. And that there is that level of impatience of how long is it going to
Because
take
you want to
get
do
there.
more
Yes.
and more and more, and but you have limited resources, of
We do,
course.
yes.
But I would love to hear more about. So it's a very small team. It
Yes.
sounds like a very small main team. I'd love to hear more about the team and what are the traits that make it so that you work well together.
Oh yeah, that's a great question. I think one thing I've heard the team say is that we have a family feel to the team, and I think some of the things that bind us and that people in the team say is that recognition of our purpose and what we're doing every day. And I think whether it's a good or bad, we're for-profit social enterprise, so whether it's a good or bad day commercially, at least at the end of the day, we all know that we've helped make someone's life a bit better. And it's easy to forget that, and it's important to remember that. And I think that's some of the glue that helps. When you get that email,
teamwork well
exactly, and you remember why you're doing it.
I have to ask because, of course, you're a female founder, but you're a founder first and foremost. So, what is your one piece of advice for a founder starting in the UK?
I think the biggest thing that's helped me has been networks. So we've talked a bit about it in the context of the company itself, and who are all the people you can reach out to that suddenly raise you up from being this very small thing that nobody knows about to actually having impact.
Right.
But I think that also extends personally as well, because I'm part of a great female founder network. I'm part of a massive founders network. Actually, a few of them, and there are ones which are it's getting plugged into the right thing, and that it being in London and being in the UK is not actually that hard to do, because there are so many and people are so willing to help and to pay it forward and to share what the pitfalls that they've
Run into
the potholes they fell into, and telling about them as they're coming, or just answer the questions. And if I was starting again, I would do that even sooner. To just find those networks that are really going to make a difference, because you save so much time and so much pain, headaches, exactly, just by learning from others.
Well, then I'd love to hear what are some resources that you can name that are great for female founders, that are very helpful, especially if you're a young female or even an older female, but you're just a female founder who's looking to jump into the space.
So I think the resources, there's a few different ones. I mean, I think I read tons, so just online, and I know it's a really basic one, but if you follow or read those who have done it before, and you just follow the role models that you admire on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and you find what they've written about, and people share their learning so freely and openly without you even knowing them. I think that's step one, really. I know it sounds really basic, but step two, I think, is reaching out to those people. So I've reached out to just people who something has caught my eye, and it's like, that's something I really need to know more about. And you can just, if it's the founder of a different community, or it's someone in the healthcare space, that's really made a difference. I think in London, just because that's what I'm familiar with, there is, I mean, my Female Founders Network came out of a great mission run by London partners to the US. So we met on a trip to Silicon Valley where we got to meet lots of other great female and just generally founders.
And built this beautiful community because you traveled together and you got quite close, I'm sure, and shared some of those struggles that you have.
And on a very everybody keeps raising the bar in terms of sharing and helping each other. So there's no boundary really, and we have a constantly on WhatsApp group that's been going for, I guess we're coming up to 3 years now of that.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So and that just hasn't changed, and we try and meet for breakfast once a month, and it happens or doesn't, but it doesn't change the bond of the group, the effort. It doesn't exactly, and the value of it. And so I think no matter where you are, to finding that route in, I never have expected that to
have been so
meet some great
to work so
connections.
well.
Yes.